TikTok, still rocking out on YouTube and Facebook. So I don't know why. I mean, it I had posted on Instagram earlier today, and as I went to turn on the live, it just told me I was locked out. So um, I don't know. So unfortunately, they're not going to join us tonight on our live as we hang out, talk, keep our momentum going. As we talked about yesterday, we were talking about setting goals for the month of April, right? Getting ready for April because April is going to be the month of action and accountability. Really wanting to take action. Hey, Sandra, good to see you. The month of April is going to be action and accountability, where we're not just talking and saying, I wish that I could do this or do that. Nope. Take action. Take action. 1 month, setting a goal, deciding what you want to do, and doing it. Right there's no time to be just sitting back and hoping that life happens. No, get yourself out of that. We're going to be heading into the warmer months, depending on where you live. Right, we're going to be heading into the warmer months. It's a time to start getting active, get outside of your house. We all have been impacted by what's been going on in the world for the last few years, but now it's time to get back out, start moving around, start doing things. And I told you, I have a goal. My goal in the month of April is to get 100 first rides. 100 first rides. Fearless first rides. That's what I want to call them. 100 fearless first rides. People that have not ridden a horse, getting them up on a horse. That's one of my goals. I want to make that happen. I want people to start to overcome fear and say, "Hey, you know what? I can do something in life." And I think for me, the farm is such a great place for that, because for a lot of people, they get a new experience. I'll tell you, today I ran up on a new experience. So I'm sitting and my daughter is talking to me, and she says that she wants a cow. Hey, Jack, my daughter tells me today that she wants a cow. um, right. Let's go back to my history. I've been involved with horses for 11 years. So I've owned a horse for now 11 years. So horses I feel comfortable with. I've learned a lot about horses. I've worked with them. Cows, not so much. I don't know anything about cows. And so as I was looking, she sent me off into research. I was doing a little research today, and I just don't think that, cows are going to be jumping off right now. But the fact of the matter is, her thought got me going. And so I told her, I said, "Hey, listen, this is what I said. We're going to need a bigger place. We're going to need some more acres. We're going to need some more land." And then I encouraged her, because she mentioned the cow, and she said, talking about food scarcity and different things. And I said, "Well, listen, we're not going to process life through the lens of lack." So no, I don't want that. That's not what we're going to do. I said, like, God is going to provide. There's always going to be an answer. So I said, this is what I want you to do. Don't just think of one cow. Since you're thinking about cows, I want you to think about a herd. I want you to think about cattle. I want you to think about actually having, an abundance of cattle, because you want to be in that space. You want to be in that industry. You want to work that way. And then I told her, I said, and you need to learn how to ride a horse a little bit, so you can work, so you can work the cows a little bit. But it got me thinking, it got me dreaming, because her thought sparked the thought within me. And here's a thought that I want to put out to you tonight. What thought are you having that you can take to another level? Right? She had a thought. She said, "Dad, I want a cow." I said, "All right. Well, what about having cattle? Not just one cow, right? How about you go all in? If you're going to go all in, take it to another level. Like, let's pour a little bit of encouragement on our dream. Let's pour a little encouragement on the thought and take it to another level. Not just the one, but what else could you do? What other opportunities are hidden within that one thought?" So I just wanted to encourage her. I said, "Hey, listen, look, I don't know anything about cows, but we can go take it to another level. If we're going to dream it, why don't we dream it?" Right? If we're going to think about 1 acre, and now this might not be for you, but I'm sharing something to perhaps encourage you, because here's what I know. When you start thinking on another level, what happens is your life starts to expand, because you start looking for more possibilities. Right? When you take your one thought, that you believe that you can do, and you begin to pour some life onto that, add some fuel to it, and it begins to grow, your thought process begins to expand where you say, "You know what? Maybe I'm capable of more than what I was thinking about." See, when I started off as a young person, I wanted to, I mean, I'm still young. Let me not say that. I'm still young, right? But when I was in high school and going into college, I wanted to be an elementary school teacher, right? I wanted to teach elementary school, third, fourth, fifth grade. I wanted to teach the young people, right? Be there in the class, razzmatazz, adding life to this classroom. I wanted to do that. Now, ultimately, I ended up going to school on an accounting scholarship, so I didn't go into education that way. But it's something that's always been dear to my heart, something that's always been important to me. Education, impacting young people, it's important to me. But when I was young, I thought about impacting one class. Right. I thought about being in a classroom impacting one class. As I began to grow up, and as I didn't go that way, I didn't go into education, formal educational training that way. I still began to dream. I said, okay, well, I'm not going to be a teacher necessarily in a classroom, but as I was in the business school and doing business work, I decided, you know what? I want to have a chain of 24-hour daycares. So it got me thinking, huh, I could have one daycare, I can have a chain of 24-hour daycares. Oh, and it got me thinking as I move forward some more. I said, all right, if kids are going to be in this daycare, when they leave this daycare with all these dreams and things that I'm putting in this daycare, when they leave, they're going to need to go to a school. So not only is it a daycare and a child care program, but now there needs to be a school. So I started writing some more. I started dreaming some more. I started dreaming bigger. Now I don't just want a school. I want to be able to put schools in every community. Why? Because there are children in every community. There are families in every community. And so one thought begins opening up another thought. See, when you begin to allow yourself to dream beyond what you think you can do, you'll find out that you can do more. See, sometimes we only dream, we only think in the realm of what we think we can accomplish. And I think that's actually dangerous. Like when we stay in that space, I think it's pretty dangerous because we'll become comfortable and we won't allow ourselves to stretch. We'll actually end up moving towards a place of limitation when things don't work out, because whenever we have dreams or whenever we have something that we're going after, there's always going to be a resistance. Always. That's a part of every journey. Every journey has an element of resistance to it. It's just That's just the way life is. For every action, this is scientific, right? There's the law that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So when you think of anything, when you have any dream, when you have any hope, when you have any aspiration, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. That's just what is, right? You want to have a healthy, strong marriage? Guess what? There's going to be something that opposes it. There's going to be some elements and aspects of life that oppose it. Whatever you want in life, you're going to have something that opposes it. So here's my encouragement to you. If you know you're going to have resistance anyway, you might as well have resistance for something that's worth it. If you're going to take on resistance anyway, you might as well take on resistance for something that is worth it. Don't take on resistance for something that's low level and easy to achieve and not going to cost you that much, and it's just something you can just do, like mindlessly. Is that even worth the resistance? No. Come on now. If you're going to get some hate in your life, you might as well get some hate in your life for doing the thing that you really wanted to do anyway, for living on the level that you really wanted to live on anyway. If you're going to be in relationship with somebody, and you're going to get some resistance, and there's going to be some tension in your relationship, you might as well be in a relationship with somebody that you really, really enjoy. Right? Think about it. How many people, it could be yourself or somebody else, how many people do you know that are in relationships with people and they're just kind of getting by? They are trading moments in time in life for relationships that aren't even fulfilling. Look, think about this. You'll never get time back. Like when you take a moment of time, like right now, I really appreciate that you are here sharing this moment of time with me because this is a matter of great value because you'll never get this time back. You could be anywhere doing anything. And so we're here together right now. That's a big deal to me. So I want to make sure that I'm going to share something with you that makes it worth your time because you could be doing something else. And so if you're going to be with someone and be in a relationship and and you're trading moments of time that you'll never get back for someone that's not invested, for someone that doesn't want to be present, for someone that doesn't really care. You're in a relationship with someone and you don't really like them, you don't really want to be with them, you're just going through the motions because you don't want to disappoint somebody and all this other stuff. And you can apply it to anything. You can apply it to your job, you can apply it to your business. Some people are in, they own their own business and they hate it. They're in business, they have their own business and they hate it. There are people that are in business and hate the business that they own. It robs them of life. Thanks for the follow. So think about that. If you're going to be in a situation trading moments of time, trading the most sacred thing you have in life that you will never get back, please make it worth it. Be all in for it. If you're going to dream the dream, don't trim it up and try to cut it all down and make it fit into some small box because somebody told you that's how it needed to be, or somebody told you that you can't accomplish more, and somebody told you that you could never achieve, or somebody gave you some label in life. No, 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 no. I know so many, look, I've worked with so many women who were labeled. They were labeled fast, other names, not fast, like sluts and whores, and you're this and you're that, right? I know they've had labels thrown on them. Good for nothing. Labels thrown on them. And so they would go through a process of developing and developing an identity that would make them think that they're not worth it. And so often when we're doing coaching, right, someone will be in the barn and we work through that process of changing the mindset. That's one of the reasons why I enjoy coaching and training out of the barn so much. For one, a lot of people don't have a historical reference to it. So you step into a new place and it's a new thought process. It's like when I go into the schools with children. So children are in the schools, young people, they're in the schools and they're there and they're in their normal class, sitting in their normal desk, having a normal experience. And then I come in, cowboy hat on, with some chickens or baby chicks. And I put it in their hand and I say, can you take care of this? Can you hold it? Will you care for this? And they're holding it. Hey, Christiana, and they're taking care of it. A brand new experience. And perhaps in that moment, they begin to dream bigger. They begin to dream differently. They begin to see education differently. See, I didn't give up on my dream because it didn't happen the way that I thought it would happen. Mm-mm. I just started dreaming bigger. I said, okay, well, that was one way. But what is in the seed of this thought? See, if we limit ourselves to what we think we can do, we'll never dream outside of that box. Don't What you think you can do, that's the low level, right? That's easy. That's that's easy. That's bottom low level stuff, right? If you think you can do it, all right, great. If you think you can do it, that's great. Stretch. What about when you stretch yourself to that place of nervousness, that place of fear, that place where uncertainty will come in? I think that's where you start getting into your sweet spot. See, that's when your human potential starts to come to life. When you begin to think yourself into a spot that becomes uncomfortable. You don't even have to announce it yet. When you begin to think yourself into an uncomfortable spot, now something good is getting ready to happen. See, it's one thing if you say, all right, I'm gonna go out on a date. All right, cool. If you feel comfortable with that, cool, cool, cool. As you start to work that thing up to that next level and it becomes more and more serious and it's not just dating, and you say, all right, I'm ready to go full on commitment. Let's do marriage. Let's put the document down. Let's put this thing on paper. Let's really now. Uh-oh, that's a whole nother level. See, ask yourself, what is my next level? Ask yourself, really, what is my next level? What is that place, if I think about it, if I really, what's that place that I could think myself into that causes me to feel a little uncomfortable? Perhaps for you, it is turning on your phone and starting to shoot videos or marketing your business or putting your face out there, right? Whatever it may be, letting your voice be heard in one way or another. Perhaps stretching yourself to that uncomfortable place is making an apology to someone that you haven't talked to in a long time. And you just kind of swept the situation under the rug, but you need to go back and really, really make it right. And so you need to go back and make the apology. Well, that's your next level because now you feel uncomfortable. You're like, but what if they reject me? What if they want to fight? Whatever it may be. What's your next level? Like we know that we all of us, we know there are things that we can do. But what's your next level? What's that place that would just cause you to rise up, cause you to think differently, cause you to ask for help? See, I know where I want to go. I was sharing it last night. We were sharing our goals and we were writing them down and sticking them up on the TV. And let me just say this. If you have a goal, something that you want to take action on and accomplish in the month of April, because April is the month of action and accountability, go ahead and post it in the chat while we're posting. People on Facebook, YouTube, I can see you. So go ahead and share so we can write them down. But I know that I know I need help for my next level. See, when I said last night, I want 100 people to take a fearless first ride on a horse. I'm going to need some help. When I said I want to connect with and start working with 20 brand new elementary and middle schools, I want to get connected to 20 new elementary and middle schools and begin working with them. Right? I want that. So I want to bring programs into their school, work with them, help them develop, help them to build their community. I want that. So then I said, okay, I can start asking for help. Who knows somebody? Who's a teacher? Who knows a teacher? Who knows an administrator? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Stretching. Stretching. Right? It was great being in the classroom the last week with those students, talking to them. They were giving me feedback on how being in their class impacted their life. They were excited about coming to school. I said, okay, I can do that for them. We need more opportunities. Just need more opportunities to serve more young people, serve more teachers, serve more administrators. And as it develops, then they get to know, you know what? There are opportunities. See, you're holding back on some opportunities that would meet the need for somebody that's out there. Your dreams, your dreams are not only for you. Your dreams will bring somebody else's genius into the game. Your dreams are not only for you. See, when you decide that you are going all in, when you decide that you are going to that next level, it will do something in the environment around you. It's going to cause some other people to get going. All right, I see some action here to be taken. Let me write it down. At Spark 007. All right, I want to be more accountable to my patients. All right, so what does that mean? What does it mean for you? What action do you want to take in the month of April to be more accountable? What does that look like? If we're going to measure it, right? If we're going to look at it and measure it And at the end of the month, you'll say, I did that thing because I know, and you'll be able to see, I did this, 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 and this. What does it look like? If you want to be held accountable, right? Look at it from a way of being able to measure it. Um, right. So do that. Take action. You don't have to write it down because in doing it now, but clean my room. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Clean the room. Get the room clean. Spring cleaning. Let's go. Let's go. Right? We are action takers. Here's the cool thing about action. And this is what I believe we're going to see in the month of April. Action, taking action itself is a seed. And we know because we talk about it. And if you're new to kind of hanging out with us, here's what we know. When you plant a seed, you are not only planting a seed. When you plant any seed, like an apple seed, for instance, you are planting the potential for an orchard. Inside of one apple seed is what? One apple tree. On one apple tree is what? Much fruit, many apples. Inside of many apples is what? Many more seeds. When those seeds hit the ground, those seeds become many more trees, which means now we have an orchard. There's an orchard of possibility in the one seed. So taking action produces action, which produces action, which produces action. Your actions produce results. Right? So that's what we want. That's why taking action is so important. And then being able to celebrate as we go. It's a big deal. So don't play yourself small. Don't only just process through the lens of what I think I can do. Oh, I pretty much know I can do that. Right? Like I know I can go out and walk a mile. I can walk 2 miles. All right. But what if I decide I'm going to walk 10 miles in a day? Well, now that stretches me. Right? Okay. But if I want to get to that 10-mile mark each day, then there's something that I need to change, some actions that I need to take. And I know if I can get to 10 miles a day, I know I will have accomplished 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles. See, my end now is determining my now. Where I want to go is determining where I stand. Like, okay, since I want to go to 10, I'm going to take towards 10 action. My pastor talks about that. Discipline breeds discipline. Morgan says that. Thanks for sharing that, Morgan. And that's true. If you look in the Bible actually says that seed reproduces after its own kind. And everything reproduces after its own kind. So when you start looking at or after its own kind, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. When you hear me say, I'm B.A. Shepherd, two P's, A-R-D, reminding you to be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. There's a reason why. See, if by name, my name is Brian Anthony Shepherd. Last name is Shepherd. Shepherds don't reproduce sheep. See, I never wanted to be a person that just had sheep. I understand followers are a big deal. I don't want people to be followers just to be following me. I'm like, no, no, no. I'm a leader. So I want those that are with me, surrounding me, to be in a place of leadership. Like, yeah, sure, follow me, but follow me in your place of leadership so that we all see that we can all make an impact on the world. We all have something to serve. Not just, okay, if as long as Brian does it. No, 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 no. You have something to give. So shepherds produce shepherds. Sheep produce sheep. Be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. You get to shepherd your life. You get to shepherd your thoughts. You get to shepherd your relationships. What's that mean? A shepherd is one that is going to direct and guide into a place of nourishment and protection and satisfaction and fulfillment. That's what shepherding means. It means I'm going to guide you to a place where you are being nourished and growing into a place of health and wellness and safety and protection. Think about it. If you shepherd your relationships well, if you shepherd your finances well, if you shepherd your hopes and dreams well, that means you're leading that stuff. You're not just letting life happen to you. No, you're saying life is happening for me. Total mindset shift. You're not just waiting. You're saying, no, I'm going to take action. If we're going to be in love, we're not just going to be in love. We're going to lead in love. We're going to direct love. We are going to be conscious about our interactions in love. You know what? Since I love myself, I am going to treat myself well, talk to myself in a way that is edifying. I'm going to feed myself well. I'm going to get rest. I'm going to put myself in situations with people that are going to be supportive. I'm in this relationship. I'm in this romantic relationship. What am I going to do? I'm going to treat this person kind. I am going to be honoring. I'm going to be protecting. I'm not going to be self-seeking. I'm not going to be keeping records of wrongs. I'm going to protect. See, when you become the leader in your life, when you become the shepherd in your life and you're modeling that, game changer. You find out, oh, you are powerful. You have power. So that's why I say, listen, press towards that mark, press towards a higher mark, right? There are callings that we have in life. There's a higher calling, there are higher callings, there are lower callings. Because if there is a higher calling, there must be a lower calling. Because there would be no reason to make a distinction between the two. So if you're going to press towards something, you're going to press towards a higher mark, and you're going to press towards a higher calling. Why? Because if you press towards that, by default, you'll get the lower ones. Think about it. If you press towards your highest callings, if you press towards your high marks, by default, you get the ones that are lower. If you press towards creating an incredible relationship, an incredible marriage, an incredible parenting situation, an incredible business, an incredible health and wellness lifestyle. If you press towards those marks, guess what? You'll see health, wellness. You'll see that stuff flow. It's all built in. So go big. Press yourself into the uncomfortable place. Dream about the uncomfortable thing. I've decided there's some things that I've kind of done here and there, but I'm going to do more of. Like today, I was on and I get online and I do my Google search and I Google search 10,000 acres for sale. 10,000. 10,000. Not 10, 10,000. Why? Because I have a dream. Some of you have heard me say it. Like I want to build communities. I want to build places where we build homes. And women that are in harmful situations have a place that they can call home. That comes out of my experience of having women talk to me like, I don't want to be with him, but I don't know where I could go. I don't have the finances. And so I see it educationally. Again, goes back to my heart of education. I see these places. I see women being empowered. I see a financial institution that supports women as they move forward in business and in entrepreneurship and in education. I see these things. I see the credit union that is funded by women in business. It all works together, and women get to qualify. Like they'll be qualified for their homes and they'll be qualified for their business. Why? Because they've been in the programs, they've grown, they've developed. I see it. Can I do it all by myself? No, but I see it. So, what do you see? What do you see? And are you convinced enough to start talking about it? I know I have to talk about it more because as long as it's in my mind, it'll never make it into the ears of somebody that could possibly help me. My phone today, I was getting notifications today from people that they said, when I hear you, something in me comes to life, and I know some people I would like to introduce you to. They would have never said that if I never spoke. I I believe. See, we have to all believe what we believe. I believe there's something in me to make an impact in the world, and I want to. I don't want to take any of this to the grave with me. I don't want to take any of it, and I don't want you to. And so I'm here to encourage you so that you get it out of you. Yeah, are you Jesus? No, I'm not. But I'll give you this. I do read a book that talks about them. And I know, like, people like religion, I hate it. Yeah, I hate it too. But Jesus was pretty fantastic. And I look at him and I say, man, he really loved people in a special kind of way. Right. I think about I like to read about Jesus, and I think about how his friends and loved ones, like all the conversations aren't in there. But I could imagine somebody would have said, like, Jesus, you're so extreme. Do you really like you really gotta go through all this to help people? And he's like, yeah, I do. Like, I love them. I love people that much. I'm willing to go through all this. I love the story. You might not believe it or anything, but if you read it like a story, you're like, wow, this is amazing. Right. So I believe that that measure, that heart of love, I believe that it resides in me. And I want to serve people with that kind of heart of love. Plain and simple. I'm not going to argue religion with anybody because guess what? Religion will never make you love anybody. Religion doesn't do that. See, if just a sidebar, if what you do is driven by what's outside of you, it'll never last. See, I have heart conviction about loving people, about seeing the best of people come to life. And yes, it comes from, wow, I looked at this story of Jesus and I'm like, that's amazing. There was something on the inside. So that thing on the inside allows you to see the opportunities on the outside. The love on the inside of you will help you see the opportunities on the outside of you. That's it, really. For me, in a nutshell, I want to love people so much that when my eyes look out into the world or when my ears hear what's going on in the world, something in me is touched into action. That's 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 really it. Is your heart, is your life willing to be touched so that you take action to make the impact that you can make where you are uniquely designed to make the impact? However it is. I was in a session the other day with a gentleman that makes cookies. His cookies impact people's lives. That's a part of what's on the inside of him, his potential. He's uniquely designed to make impact with his cookies. And people love his cookies and they get excited when they get his cookies in the mail. Somebody else is going to sing a song and someone might get excited to turn on the song. You might you might be the friend that calls and somebody's excited to hear your voice. Whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that causes you to be you, I just say do it. I say dream it to a place that makes you a little uncomfortable and then take action there. So here's the challenge for tonight. Dream yourself into an uncomfortable place. Dream yourself into an uncomfortable place. Perhaps your relationship or your marriage is struggling. Dream yourself into an uncomfortable place where you say, I can take my actions to a new level. I can take my love to a new level. Perhaps it's your job or your workplace. Say, all right, I can dream myself into a new level. I can do some more. I can serve more. I can serve in a different way. I can be more creative. There's something I can step up. I want to see the best of me come to life. And so while we're going to take action in April, pull out, sticky note. Write down some stuff that you at the end of the month in 1 month's time, you can look at it and say, I took action on that. I did that. I didn't just think it. I did it. It's going to be life changing. It'll be life changing or not, or you can just play it small. You can use the time of your life, which you will never get back, to do some stuff that does not even inspire you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Live your life in such a way that you inspire yourself with it. Live your life in such a way that you look at yourself and you say, man, that's pretty cool. Like, I did that. I was out today looking at the horses and I thought, this is pretty cool. Like a few years ago, you knew nothing about horses. Now you're impacting people all around the world with these same horses, learning lessons that, sharing. Do some stuff that makes you smile. I'm telling you, it's worth it to live that way. It's worth it to live in such a way that you can smile and enjoy life because you're doing something that causes you to come to life. I understand you may not have a lot of people that talk to you this way, but I'm going to encourage you. Live your life in such a way that it causes you to smile. Find the things in life that bring your heart alive. Get around people that bring you to life. Love somebody, be in a romance, be in a marriage with somebody that causes you to smile. Yeah, you're going to have your tough times, but it's worth it because you're in a relationship with somebody that is worth the time. You're like, you know what? You get on my nerves today, but I so love you. You are worth the time. I would rather not be in a frustrating moment with anyone else. You are the perfect person for me to be frustrated with. I still love you so much. You're my one. You're my person. I know you're my person. So if I'm going to be frustrated using moments of time to figure out another person, I'm glad that it's you. Right? Go in like that. Right? Go in, have a relationship with somebody that you don't even want to stay mad at because life is so good with them that you just want to get back to the good. I once had somebody tell me, it was a game changer. He said, I don't want to lose time. I said, okay. I don't want to lose time. Like that's good. It gives whole, different meaning to not going to bed with, with that wrath and anger. No, don't do that. Settle that thing. Get things back to right standing as quickly as you can. Bring it back to that place of yes. Get back to that yes moment as quick as you can. Why? Because we don't want to lose time. Life, however long it is too short to be wasted on stuff that we can fix, stuff that we can bring resolution to, dreams that we can actually go after, relationships that we can actually have. Like, yes, go for it. All right. I love you all so much. I appreciate you hanging out. I hope that you were encouraged by tonight and I hope that you pull out a sticky note, write it down. I need a better relationship with God and myself. Where do I start? All right. So, and greetings from the Farm Sanctuary, Orangeville, Ontario, Canada. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate you letting me know that you were joining. So, if you want to build a better relationship with God, yourself, Anybody. All right. How do you start? Where do you start? Let's start with time. The very first thing, if you want to, if you want to develop a relationship anywhere, look at how much time you designate for it. Is it so important to you that you would designate a moment of time, that you would create a pattern around it, right? That you would carve it out. Are you willing to say, this is so important to me, I'm going to designate this time? So I would say, you want to build a healthy relationship, start it in the morning before the day happens. Because if you start it when you first start your day, now you've put whatever it is in a priority spot. So one of the things that I do before I ever get out of the bed, I have a conversation with God. Like I'm gonna have a conversation with God. I'm gonna do my Bible and devotional readings before I ever even get out of the bed. It's the very first thing that I do. And I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna stay in that space. And I'm gonna have that time. Because after that, then the world is going to there's gonna be some interaction. So that's my process. Right. So if you whatever your time is, whatever you care about, make it priority and set aside some sacred time for it that will not be disturbed. Decide that it is a matter of life for you to do this. And then you set aside time. And in that time, however long you designate, take action. Okay. So you said, I want to build a healthy relationship. That's very general. I want to build a healthy relationship. So, like, what does a healthy relationship look like? You say, okay, I want to, let's say, in case of in the situation, you say, I want to build a healthy relationship with God. And if you read the Bible, you say, okay, I am going to, in this time period, I'm going to read the Bible. I'm going to take 5 minutes to, let's say like this. I'm going to take X amount of minutes to read the Bible. I'm going to take X amount of minutes to pray. I'm going to take X amount of minutes to listen, to just be still, hear what's going on, record my thoughts, record what I feel. This is what I would suggest. Read, pray, and listen. A lot of people pray. They're like, but they do all the talking. It's not really a conversation, right? So they're just like, oh, I'm just going to talk to God, blah, 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 blah. And they never listen. Like, what if God wants to talk back to you? So be quiet, right? So that's what I would suggest. Now, you want to apply that to another person, same thing. You say, I'm going to take X amount of minutes. I want to build a healthy relationship with my child. Okay, cool. I'm going to take X amount of minutes to interact, have conversation, and listen. Right? Same when you want to, I want to build a healthy physical relationship with myself. I want to get into shape. All right. I'm going to do this, do this, do this. I say, if you have time, set aside time. Right? We all have time. That's all we all have is time. So we set aside time, we designate time because that puts us in control. And then we say, with this time, I'm going to do this with it. I'm healing from a very abusive partner, complicated PTSD, ADHD. I'm struggling. That's a first step, right? That's a first step. And here's why it's a first step. Because you're at a moment of recognition. Okay. So being in a moment of recognition says, all right, in this moment, because I recognize something, I don't necessarily have to do something just yet. Let me recognize. So one of the things I believe in is, and you have horses, so situational awareness. This doesn't just apply to horses, but situational awareness. If we if we're working with a horse and we're paying attention, we're really paying attention, we'll find out, is this horse anxious? Is it angry? What's going on with the horse? The horse is going to communicate its actions, right? If we look out at a horse and it's jumping around, just like bucking and going crazy, right? If we just think, oh, there's something wrong with that horse is angry, could be true. Upon further investigation, we find out that this horse has a dog that's biting at its legs. Oh, there's a reason for the struggle. So now that I recognize the reason for the struggle, here's what we do. Hey, Naomi, here's what we do. Start to assess, what actions can I take? See, sometimes people want to just rush into action, but they really haven't assessed the situation. So I say, let's slow down. Let's take a look. Let's evaluate. Because then when you actually go into action, you can do so with a game plan and it's not just emotionally driven, right? If you're struggling, right? If you're struggling with something, that means you're facing an element of resistance. All right, how do I deal with what it is that I'm resisting and the thing that's creating resistance for me? What do I need to do? Do I need help? Am I able to handle this struggle alone? I mean, I've been in the gym working out and I've had a lot of weight on the bar, and I'll be doing an exercise like bench press. And you get to a point and you start to struggle because the weight of this is a lot. And I've had that bar come all the way back down on me. And now the struggle, I'm losing because the struggle was too much. And so with that, yeah, eyes are dry, right? So with that, the struggle being too much, I needed some help. I need somebody to help get this off of me, right? So sometimes we start looking, if we're facing struggle, we have to say, all right, can I get some help? Do I need some help? Perhaps this is too much for me to do by myself. So just when you realize your struggle, you realize you're in a struggle, that's not a negative place. It's not a weak place. It's actually a place of strength because you're recognizing that you're recognizing your situation. And from that place of recognition, like you do on the farm, you then can create a game plan. Create your game plan first, take action after. Yeah, it's not that I don't want to do the task. I just have trouble getting myself to take action. And the thing about action is what makes the difference. And so the reason that the action isn't taken is why. So you start thinking through it. Why am I not taking action? Like, what is it that is keeping me from taking action? What am I afraid of on the other side? Right? So I'm afraid. There's anxiety. What am I afraid of on the other side? What is it on the other side that I'm actually afraid of? What is the thing? And so you need to, if you cannot work through and identify that thing, like, what is it? People tell me all the time, I'm afraid of horses. Are you really? No, you're not. You're not really afraid of horses. What are you afraid of? I'm afraid of being stepped on. Okay, got it. I'm afraid of being bitten. Okay, got it. I'm afraid of being kicked. Okay, got it. Right? So you start to find out, let me find out what's the root of this. It's not the horse, right? Because I'll ask somebody before they ever even go into the barn, we'll stand outside. I'll say, "Are you afraid of the horse while we're out here?" No. Right? I might open the door. "Are you afraid now?" No. "How come? There's a horse in there." "Well, he can't get to me." Hmm. So you start unpacking it. Unpack it. So it's not the horse, it's what? I'm afraid that he'll step on me. And then so when you start going through it, we start working through it. Then we ask, okay, then we have to learn. See, I understand a person's afraid because they've never been in that situation. So I say, listen, if you stand here, you increase your safety. It's the same thing with any relationship. There- I'm afraid of getting married. I'm afraid of going back out on dates. I'm afraid of getting back in on the dating scene. Why? I don't trust. Ah, it's not dating. That's the problem. It's your lack of trust. That's the problem. It's your insecurity. That's the problem. Why are you insecure? Because the last person, oh, so you still have some heart wounds from before that you haven't let go of. Now we found it. See, we keep on asking ourselves, why? Well, why? Oh, it's this, and this. Well, why? Oh, because of this. Well, why? Then you'll find it. So the fun part about life is when we decide that we are going to investigate our situations. Because as a leader, again, when you begin shepherding, when you're not just a sheep to your situation, when you're the shepherd of your situation and you're moving it, good morning. When you're the shepherd of your situation, it's your responsibility now to look out and see and direct and guide. When you're just a sheep, then fear gets to tell you what to do. If you're a sheep, fear is going to say, you can't do that. And then as a sheep, you're going to say, okay, fear, you're right. You're in control. Low self esteem will tell you, you can't do that. You can't wear that. Okay, low self esteem, you're right. See, who's in control? Are you the sheep being led by fear, anxiety, depression, low self esteem, right? Past wounds, heartbreak. Are you being led by those things? Or are you the shepherd saying, no, we're going this way because I see provision for health and growth and life and safety and protection. Game changer. Who are you? Who do you believe yourself to be? Do you believe yourself to be the shepherd? Do you believe yourself to be the sheep? Because what you decide as a response to that question is going to determine what you do. Again, this is why I think hanging out at the farm is cool because we get to just go back to basics. And I was student number one. I had to learn student number one. I'm like, oh, no, no, no. I had to learn it. Right. So you become the shepherd. Be a shepherd. This is why I never want you to forget me. Be a shepherd. In my name is all of our purpose. Our purpose is found in being the shepherd. Be a shepherd. That's how you can remember me. Don't be a sheep. Be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. The world has enough people that just go along to get along. You have the power to take control of your life. What I know when I go into the barn is that I feed the horses. I clean out the stalls. I provide the water. I provide the shelter. Why? Because I'm thinking now. I'm leading to care and to develop and to nurture and to protect. Yes. I lock the doors. I'll do this, I'll do that. Right? Because you're in control. You're not just waiting for life to happen to you. And I say, guess what? Start with something. That's why I said in April, take action on something. It may not, right? Not everything. Not everything. Take action on something because in the seed of something is the action needed for something else. Let's just get some momentum going, right? Let's just get some momentum going. And then from there, let it build. Take charge. Like Josh Production said, clean your room. He said, I'm gonna clean my room. Clean your room. Why? Because you're gonna get a victory. Right? Clean your room. Do your thing. Get yourself the victory. Keep on moving. And it sounds so simple, right? You just got done cleaning. Now, Josh, true or false? When you brought that room into order, doesn't it automatically feel better? Right. I mean, I'm not there, but I would bet anything that that the atmosphere feels better. He says 100%. Josh Production said 100% the room environment feels better because he cleaned the room. So why is that? Because he exercised the power of order. When you bring things into order, it feels much better and gives more peace. Doesn't look chaotic anymore. Feels better, gives more peace, doesn't look chaotic. I think right there we can just land the plane with that, because we can all take that and let's look around our lives and ask ourselves, what decision can we make right now that would feel better, give more peace, and decrease, doesn't look chaotic. We write that down. Feel better, give more peace, less chaotic. Take action on that. I bet you it'll be worth it. You can send all your donations to Josh Production for that great insight. Like, that's it. That's it for the night. Boom. There it is. Feel better, have more peace, less chaos. It's good for me. All right, let me do this. Let's pray. Let's shut it down. That's how I do it. I'm gonna pray, and that's what I do. So just receive it, because guess what? It's all good. Father, thank you for this day, this amazing opportunity to be together, and for a day that you've given us to rejoice and be glad in. Thank you for each person that's here. Thank you for the gift and the blessing of encouragement. Thank you for the insight to make decisions and take actions so that we can feel better, have more peace, and see less chaos in our life. What an amazing concept. What an amazing group of thoughts. What an amazing outcome for our actions. If we could just embrace that, our lives would look different. Our communities would look different. Our families would look different. Feeling better, having more peace and less chaos. So thank you for that. Thank you for the invitation to have that in our lives. I pray that each person in one way or another would go after that. They would desire that. They would know that that's possible, that their actions create that as a possibility. Thank you for that. And I pray that each person would be blessed as they do it. I pray that, even as Josh Production said, there would be an instant, immediate gratification, an instant and immediate response. Not because we sat there and we wished it and we dreamed it, but because we took action, and that action produced life. Thank you for making us all powerful enough to take action, to see our lives, our families, our relationships, our health, our businesses, our finances transformed. Thank you for the power to do that. I pray that each one would do something that would create momentum and change in their lives. And as we go, I pray that you would protect each and every person and encourage their heart so that they can see brighter days in their life dawning. Thank you in advance for all these things. In Jesus' name, amen. Yes. Fantastic. Awesome, 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 awesome. Yes. Write it down. Write it down. Feel better. Have more peace. Less chaos. This is good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, everybody. Have a fantastic night. My name is B.A. Shepherd, 2 P's, A-R-D. Reminding you what? To be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. Love you much. See ya.